Hello, friends, and welcome back to Prep Buddy. My name is Kritika Mittal, and we are back with yet another video about SAT. Today, we are going to discuss about all the basics and all the advanced things also about the SAT score. Everything that you need to know about SAT scoring. So, why SAT score is important? We all know. We are taking the SAT to get admission into colleges, and of course, we are all aiming for a good score to get into good colleges. But what score is good enough to get into top colleges? How to get a good score? That we'll discuss separately. But right now, we're just going to discuss what is super score, how do you get scored on SAT, what are different sections, what we mean by adaptive sections, and so on. So let's start. So first, let's begin by talking about the score itself. How is the scoring done? So maximum points that you can get on a SAT exam is 1600, 800 on each section of reading and writing and maths. There is no negative marking on the test, which means you should attempt as many questions as you can. The questions are arranged in increasing order of difficulty, which means that as you move forward in the modules, the question will become more and more tough. It also means that more weightage is given to more tough questions. So maybe you want to focus a little more on the questions at the end of the module than at the beginning of the module. Now, what is a good score? A good score depends on what colleges you want to apply to. If you are aiming for colleges like Harvard, MIT, if you want to go to colleges like Yale, then you might be aiming for a score above 1520, above 1530 out of 1600, which leaves a very little room for mistakes, which leaves a very little room for lagging anywhere in the marks. Right? Many students, it's doable, it's possible, and many students do that. They'll get a perfect 800 on maths and maybe a little less in English, and they apply with that for the colleges. What about your school score? What about the school marks? Since when you send your SAT score to the universities, you've not yet received your school marks, you have not received your final grade, you can apply with this predictive scores. Your schools, the IB board, they'll give you some predictive scores. You can ask for that in the other boards also. And you can apply to colleges with your predictives, which means your school can tell you what is your predictive score going to be. So with that, you can apply to colleges. Remember, SAT is not the only thing that the global universities look for admissions in the colleges. You need to have a diverse portfolio. You need to have a good profile. You need to have a good predictive score. You need to have done projects, right? It's a holistic thing that they look at. So don't only focus on SAT. You need to build a whole profile to add a good SAT score to get in a good college. Now, what type of score do you get for SAT? So basically, you will get a percentile score. You will get an absolute score, of course, out of 1600. You also get a percentile score. You also get to see your sub scores and test like the section scores, which can help you analyze where you went wrong and do better on that next time. Now, calculator are allowed on all the maths question. Desmos has been integrated in the testing platform, so no problem with that. We can move faster using all the resources that are available with us. The type of questions, it's a mix of MCQs. 75% of the questions are going to be MCQs, and the remaining are going to be free response question. That is, they'll leave you a blank space and you put your answer. Whatever you get after solving, you put those answers. There are also two experimental questions in every section. Those questions, they don't count towards your score, but also you don't know which questions they are, so you're going to attempt all the questions with equal importance and with equal attention. Yes. Now, the sections are adaptive. What do I mean by adaptive sections? What do I mean when I say that sections are adaptive? It means that the performance of your module 1 decides the difficulty level of module 2. It's not a linear exam. It's not like the paper is set before and everybody is going to see the same exam throughout. How you perform on module 1 decides what you will get on module 2. What it means, let's see that. These are the timings. Also, just note the timings before we go to that. Just note the timings. If for each English section, you get a total of 32 minutes for 27 questions, each module. For math, you get 35 minutes for 22 questions, both modules. Total exam time is 2 hours 14 minutes. Also, there's a 10-minute break in between English and math sections. So, you'll have to sit for almost 2.5 hours when you're giving the SAT. You get a reference sheet, you get a calculator. So it's not really about memorizing things, it's only about application. You need not to remember the formula, you just need to know how to apply the formula in different questions. Now, what do I mean when I say that the modules are adaptive? Let's say you performed very poorly on module 1. You got a lot of questions wrong in module 1. Then the module 2 you get for English and for maths, both of them. It's going to be comparatively easy. Then why don't we want to go for easier modules? Why do we want to make our life tougher and go for harder modules at all? It's because the final score is affected by that. The maximum you can score if you're getting an easier module, the maximum you can score on that section is limited to 600. The range of your score becomes from 200 to 600. Whereas if you go for a harder second module, if you perform very well on the first module and you go for a harder second module, the range of your marks increases from 400 to 800. You can go up to 800, but minimum also you'll be scoring 400. Which is why we want to get harder second modules. We want to work well on the first module. And then, of course, once we get the harder module, we want to work well on that also, right? Yes, we want to do that. I'm going to explain a little bit more on how many questions exactly are we trying to get correct to get a easier or a harder second module. First module made up of 22 questions. Some of them are going to be easy, some of them are medium level, some of them are very hard level. Now, time is generally not a problem for students on module 1 because it consists of a lot of easier questions also. Now, let's say you did very well on the first module on module 1. You got like more than, let's say, 14 questions correct on that. Now, you are going to go for a harder module 2, which is going to comprise of more of difficult questions, which is a good thing because your score is going to be higher. But it's a bad thing also because now a time is going to be a big problem for you, right? Managing time, doing all the hard questions, 22 questions, 35 minutes, that's a big challenge. We'll talk separately on how to manage time, how to tackle that, how we can work on that. We'll see that also. Now let's talk a little bit about SAT Super Score. What is SAT Super Score? It's something like Superman or something. Yes, it is. Actually, it is. What do I mean by SAT Super Score is sometimes what you can do is, let's say you took a SAT attempt. You did very well in maths. Let's say you got a perfect score. You got a 800. But you didn't do so well on English. Maybe you got only a 650. Now, you want to take another attempt, but you know you cannot possibly get 800 again on maths maybe. Maybe even if you get 790, you don't want to lose on the 800 you've already got. What you can do in that case is you can take the best score of your maths from one attempt. You can take your best score of your English from another attempt and you can super score them. You can just combine your best scores for respective subjects and make up your total score. That's called a super score. That's how a super score is calculated. But all the universities do not accept super scores. So check with the college policies of the universities you're aiming to apply for, and only then think of super scoring and apply accordingly. Some universities will only accept the scores of both the subjects from a single attempt only. All the universities do not accept super scores. So check that. Always make sure to check that before you plan to use a super score. Now, one more thing that we want to talk about. What about the score reports? When are they available? How to send them to colleges? So generally, SAT score is available within a few days of the test. You will get it within like 10 to 14 days of the test. It's not a single score. You'll see sub scores, you will see section reports, you will see percentiles. It's made up of a lot of numbers. And you can send it to universities for free if you're sending it within like a few days of receiving the report. Then you can send 4 free score reports. You can send it to 4 colleges for free. If you want to send it after a time, or if you want to send it to more than 4 colleges, then you'll have to pay a fee for that. The validity of the score is 5 years, but generally, the students, they'll use it within 1-2 months, maybe maximum 1 year of receiving this score. So that's it about SAT. I think I covered everything about the score. If you have any more doubts, if you want to know any more about the score or any more about SAT in general, feel free to type it in the comments. I try to answer all the queries. I try to make more videos based on what you guys want. So feel free to comment and keep preparing. Be happy. Don't forget to subscribe to Prep Buddy. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.